Hi, my name's Steve, and today I want to share my review and some thoughts on this book called Pain Free. And the name of the author is Peter Egoscue. And I highly recommend this book. So what's two things, I'll share two things that I learned from this book. So number one is that this book was originally written in the 70s, okay? So it's an older book. But as you can see, I've got a bunch of tabs here. It's kind of like a Bible for me. And what I mean by that is the first thing I learned is that not all pain in the body is emotional or spiritual pain, okay? At least that's my experience up to this point in time, is that not all pain in the body is necessarily emotional or spiritual pain. Sometimes you get lower back pain because of structural pain. And that's what this entire book is about. It's about using gravity to get your skeletal structure aligned so that it's in the perfect posture, so that your center of gravity is straight, your shoulders are back, your spine, as it's supposed to be, is arched. Most people don't have an arched back because we sit all the time. Sitting is kind of like the new smoking, which is kind of interesting. But this book, what it helps is I've had lower back pain, I've had shoulder pain, I've neck pain, I've had calf pain, I've had everything under the sun. And for the last 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years, I've been doing these exercises. I started doing them almost 90 minutes a day because I had some pretty severe pain and had a water skiing accident where my shoulder was just like, it was just finished. And a year later, I was water skiing after doing the exercises. And now I do them 30 minutes a day because they've been so helpful. And sometimes I get the odd pain, and I go running if I don't have any knee pain. It's unreal. I hear a lot of my friends that are my age, I'm 43, and they've got like knee pain, this pain. I'm like, I don't have any pain. I'm like, because I do these stretches and I do it daily. So a lot of people don't want to do the work. But what I will tell you is that if you have any kind of pain in your body, and let's say in this case, the body is not giving you pain because of an emotional or spiritual experience. It's pain that's related to your structure, just because you have bad posture like I did, then this can really transform your life. And the second thing I learned is that the exercises are so easy. It's like you could be anyone, any person, in any place and do them. You just have to be patient with yourself. You might have to lie on the floor for 15 minutes, like one of the exercises, you just lie with your feet up, and that's to use the force of gravity to bring your shoulders back on the mat. It's really that simple. So what happened is when I started doing these exercises, because like I said, I was doing them almost 90 minutes a day in the beginning, what happened is I had a lot of time to myself. So what I started doing is I started breathing and meditating while I was doing the stretches, and that allowed me to connect with the field and also connect with consciousness. So why do I bring this up is that you do two things when you start doing these exercises. One is you start to become pain-free, and the second thing is you can actually layer in your meditation, put a timer on your phone while you're doing some of the exercises, which is what I've gotten in the habit of doing. So excellent book. I highly recommend it, especially if you have pain, any kind of pain. If you're thinking about doing surgery, if you're thinking about going to see a doctor, if you think going to see a chiropractor. I have a friend who's a chiropractor, and I told him I don't need you anymore because of this book. So I'm a big advocate of it. You can get it on Amazon. It probably costs you $20-25, and you've got it for life. And you can share it with your friends and your family. I share screenshots all the time because in the book, it shows the exercises, right? Like this exercise here is good for if you've got pain in your shoulders. So it's really interesting how these simple exercises, if you can get your body to sit down and do them, which is probably the hardest part because we're always listening to the mind, and the unconscious mind that doesn't want to sit down and do these stretches or sit down and meditate is your programming, and it's the unconscious mind. So why do I say that? Because in the beginning when you do it, especially the first couple months as you're doing it and making it a habit, your body's going to want to get up from the exercise. So this is taking too long, and make coffee. It's going to want to get up and have breakfast. It's going to want to get up and do something else. And you need to get it to sit there, and you need to tell it what to do. And what happens as you start doing that over time is your body starts to acquiesce and follow your direction because you're in control of it, not your body. I hope you found that useful. My name's Steve. If you really like these videos, make sure to subscribe down below to my YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you next time.